Imagine you're a master thief, sneaking into one of Europe's most secure museums, the Dresden Green Vault, to pull off the largest diamond heist in history. You're looking to get away with a stash of precious gems and jewels worth a staggering $1.1 billion. Not bad for a night's work, right? The Dresden Green Vault, also known as the Grünes Jewel, is a museum located in Dresden, Germany, and it's home to an incredible collection of precious jewels, gems, and artifacts that date back to the 18th century. The vault is famous for its stunning displays, including the legendary Dresden Green Diamond, a 41-carat behemoth that's considered one of the most valuable diamonds in the world. But here's the catch. The vault is also considered one of the most secure museums in Europe, with a reputation for being virtually impenetrable. So, how did a group of thieves manage to break into this fortress-like museum and get away with such an enormous haul? It all started on the night of November 25, 1993, when a power outage plunged the city of Dresden into darkness. The thieves, posing as utility workers, used the distraction to sneak into the museum's electrical room and disable the alarms. With the alarms down, the thieves made their way to the display rooms, where they smashed open the glass cases and began scooping up the precious jewels and gems. It was a brazen heist, and the thieves seemed to know exactly what they were looking for. They made off with an estimated 4,000 precious items, including diamonds, rubies, and emeralds. But here's the wild part. The heist was over in just 45 minutes, and the thieves escaped without leaving behind a single fingerprint or piece of DNA. The investigation into the heist was one of the largest and most complex in German history, with over 100 detectives working around the clock to track down the thieves. The police were baffled by the lack of evidence left behind, and it seemed like the thieves had vanished into thin air. But then, a strange clue turned up, a discarded glove, found near the museum, that would ultimately lead the police on a wild goose chase. The glove was a crucial piece of evidence, as it contained a tiny thread from a rare and expensive type of fabric. The police tracked down the manufacturer and discovered that only a handful of people in the world had access to this fabric. It was a promising lead, but the police were about to hit a brick wall. The thread led them to a small tailor's shop in Berlin, where the trail went cold. The police were stumped, and the case went cold for years. But then, in 2019, a surprising breakthrough came when a group of suspects was arrested in connection with a separate crime. The police discovered that one of the suspects had a tantalizing connection to the Dresden Green Vault heist, a connection that would finally crack the case wide open. The suspect, a man named Andreas Kami, had been a small-time crook with a reputation for being slippery. But as the police dug deeper, they discovered that Kami had been in contact with a notorious organized crime group, known for pulling off high-stakes heists. It seemed like Kami had been the mastermind behind the Dresden Green Vault heist all along. The police finally had their man, but the case was far from closed. Kami had hidden the stolen jewels and gems in a series of cleverly designed hiding spots around the city, and it would take the police months to track them all down. But when they did, they were in for a surprise. The recovered loot was valued at a staggering $130 million, a tiny fraction of the original haul. So, what happened to the rest of the stolen treasure? The police believe that it was sold on the black market, where it was broken up and sold to the highest bidder. It's estimated that the total value of the stolen jewels and gems could be as high as $1.1 billion, making it one of the most valuable heists in history. The Dresden Green Vault heist is a mind-boggling story of intrigue, deception, and cunning. It's a reminder that even the most secure museums can be vulnerable to theft, and that the black market is always hungry for rare and valuable items. But here's the thing. The heist also highlights the importance of preserving our cultural heritage and the need for museums to stay one step ahead of the thieves. Today, the Dresden Green Vault is once again a thriving museum, with a state-of-the-art security system and a renewed commitment to protecting its incredible collection. Visitors can see some of the recovered jewels and gems on display and learn about the fascinating history of the museum. But as for the remaining stolen treasure, it remains a mystery that continues to captivate and inspire us. So, the next time you're thinking about pulling off the ultimate heist, just remember, it's not worth it. Not only is it illegal, but it's also a surefire way to end up on the wrong side of the law. Instead, why not try something a little more constructive, like learning about the fascinating world of art and history? The Dresden Green Vault heist is a powerful reminder that our cultural heritage is a precious and fragile thing, and that it's up to all of us to protect it. So, let's all do our part, by learning, by appreciating, and by preserving our shared cultural treasures. And if you want to learn more about the fascinating world of art and history, Be sure to like and subscribe for more fun and informative videos. In conclusion, the 1993 Dresden Green Vault heist was a daring and brazen crime that captivated the world, and it remains one of the most fascinating mysteries of our time.